Flood warnings are still in effect tonight as the Clark Fork River remains above flood stage. Here is a look at the river this afternoon as seen from our drone footage. As you can see, it is impacting some Missoula neighborhoods, especially around the low-lying areas near the river. While the Clark Fork is expected to peak tonight, it does not mean the high waters won't remain. Officials are keeping their eye on all this minor flooding. For some, it probably doesn't feel very minor. KPAX's Katie Miller spoke with some of the people in the neighborhood to see firsthand what is happening to their soggy streets.
The river levels are already starting to get pretty high. In some Missoula neighborhoods, the water in the roads is already waist deep. But the Missoula Office of Emergency Management says for those areas, that's pretty normal.
That largely is based on evidence that occurred in 2018, which was really a pretty remarkable flooding year from a record standpoint. We didn't reach a record, but it was the largest flood season that we've had kind of in recent history.
Office of Emergency Management Director Adrian Beck says in 2018, the river runoff started leaving the banks in areas it never had before, changing the flood pattern.
The flood impacts are just becoming a little bit more intense as that river continues to change.
Beck says currently there are about 14 houses in the most severe flood impact areas.
Kerwald obviously is being very heavily impacted by floodwater right now.
Tower Street is closed to traffic. There, water floods the roads and people's yards. Beck says the Office of Emergency Management is working closely with local authorities to protect people in this area.
Pay attention to changing conditions. The river is always changing, and what we've seen in the past may not be what we see during this flood event, and so just maintain situational awareness.
Beck says the county is also monitoring some small streams and culverts. In Missoula, Katie Miller, MTN News.
Beck tells us to call 911 if you see any unsafe situations like water on the roadway.